really odd, isn't it? Like, I mean, you can talk to someone from one end of Texas to the other, and dude, Texas would swallow England.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like California alone is 3 times bigger than England. So.
Right? So, I mean, that's like...
And yet it's still one of the most powerful countries in the world. Yeah, we own it.
The motherland.
Yeah, it's the motherland. You got to remember what language you speak.
That's what it all comes down to.
When I'm sat there playing Call of Duty and I'm getting shit from Americans, I'm like, what language do you speak? You don't speak American, do you? You speak English. Just remember that. Yeah. Obviously, I'm only joking. I don't give a fuck.
We love America though, man. It's amazing. That's why we live here.
And America loves us, apparently.
Well, I can tell you this, you probably got more respect for America than most Americans.
Well, we've got American blood, we've got Native American blood, so we're OGs.
I'm not so sure about Trump right now. Like, that was probably the worst decision.
Dude, I'm not sure about any politics. I thought for a minute Trump was going to be pretty cool because I thought he was going to be not part of the normal establishment. But then I found out that, dude, he's related to all the other presidents also. You know all the presidents are related, right?
They're all related?
Yeah. They all actually stem back from Lord Mayor from England. The guy that signed the Magna Carta?
Lo and behold. There you go.
What a surprise.
What a fucking surprise. Of course there's a fucking clique. It's fucking Illuminati shit. Like, if you got enough money, it don't matter. Obviously, if you got relatives.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, Obama was related to Bush, like...
Then there's no difference royalty in England.
Exactly, there's no difference. It's just the same family, just different members.
It's just a different name for the
being the
title.
mouthpiece, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. So it's different, like...
Are they related to the Rothschilds by any chance?
They are...
Well, you know the only banks they don't own, there's only 2 banks in the world they don't own, which is like Syria and Iran, I think. So they're the only 2, and North Korea, I think, actually 3.
Hence why America's at war with North Korea.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do right now, like. And it's just because of the Rothschilds, because they want to own.
What if North Korea isn't like what we think it is?
I've got a friend who has a friend in South Korea, and he just like, my friend talks to him a lot, very clever guy, and speaks to him, and this South Korean guy just like says, trust me, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Like North Korea have absolutely nothing. Like they're all just like, it's all just a show.
They're all just people.
Yeah, they're not anything special. So, and this guy's from South Korea who said that, you know.
Yeah.
So if the South Koreans are saying, trust me, you don't have to worry about North Korea, then I'll take their word for it.
Exactly.
As opposed to like...
Dude, if you want to know what's going on in this country, you watch the news from other countries.
Right, so I'll tell you, right, so like Fox News reported that the second Twin Tower went down 15 minutes before it went down.
That was the third one. You're talking about Tower 3, or Tower 7. The third tower that went down on 9/11?
The other World Trade Center, ironically, that was the third building of the World Trade that was like...
Yeah, and it actually was an English network that was broadcasting it. Which is kind of funny.
Yeah, but it's like British actually like report news, try to report news, but Fox just fucking makes shit up. That's it's owned by the same guy who owns the Sun newspaper in England, right? Robert Murdoch. And he's just a fucking crook motherfucker who phone taps people like celebrities so he can get fucking gossip. Whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but the guy who owns the Sun newspaper in England owns Fox News, like exactly, it's all fucking made up bullshit.
So it sounds like you're about on the same level I am. You really don't trust the things you hear, and you really don't trust...
We're very skeptical.
I don't vote in England because I don't believe in the system that they're trying to create in England. I appreciate the stuff that I get for free, which a lot of Americans don't get, like healthcare.
Well, you know what?
Like shit like that, I appreciate, but...
I got a question for you, since you guys are actually skeptical and open-minded.
We're hippies, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sarah.
You guys ever seen water in a glass? Or in a lake? Like just regular water in a glass?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, in a glass, in a bottle, in a lake, in a bathtub.
So it's half empty all
Well, no, I'm not talking about how filled or empty the bottle
I
is.
thought you were
but
going to go philosophical on
I'm
it,
talking about when it freezes, right?
Alright.
What's the surface like of it? Is it? It's no. Water freezes level and flat, right?
Well, not necessarily.
I mean, it might have some bumps on it, but
you would expect it to because there'd be current.
because
There'd be like-
well, no, I'm talking about in a glass, bro.
Not in a lake. Oh, in a glass. Yeah, go on.
Okay.
What's your point though?
Well, so I mean, even in construction, we use water levels, right? Because the surface of water is always level. How much of the world is covered in water, guys?
80% of the world is water.
So, can you think of how it's possible to have 80% of a ball that is completely flat?
Yeah, right.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, like, just
The water's flat.
well, water's always flat. 80% of the world is covered in water.
So you're gonna throw a fucking the world is flat philosophy on me, right?
No.
Because, do you believe the world is flat? Do you actually believe that?
I'm
Like,
starting
your
to
honest opinion.
question a few things. Like when I see the sun and moon in the sky at the same time, makes me think what's in the sky over Africa.
Do you not believe in? Do you believe that NASA is like filming from satellites out of space, like, and they're just putting in footage, like they're making up that footage? So that there's you can go on YouTube and watch live video feed of the world from outside of space.
Yeah, and you know what? You saw
reckon
the
that's
same
made
looking
up?
images in 1968 before the moon landing, and that came from Stanley Kubrick with 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Right.
So I mean, that's
But do you
footage.
believe
Cool.
that they would spend all that fucking money on a hoax? Like,
Well, and
you
that's the
can
thing,
only
dude.
imagine
I
how
don't
much it's
think
gonna cost to
I don't
fly.
think they're spending a whole lot of money on it because when you actually stop and look at it,
I'm curious what the reason is that people that believe the world is flat.
Because
what is
every-
but what is the reason that they think
People
that,
believe the
people
world
are
was
hiding
flat
it?
before.
But why? But wait.
before
My,
science and maths.
my question
That's
is.
why they treat
No,
it
but wait.
flat.
My question is, why do people think that the government are trying to like cover that up or something?
Yeah.
Is there a reason that people think
It's just that
they're
like,
trying to cover up whether
Well,
it's actually
maybe
flat?
early civilization that people generally thought the world was flat because you could just walk and keep walking. Like they didn't have the technology to say like.
You mean
well,
like-
actually, they had nothing
you
to
mean like
oppose
circumnavigating the
against-
globe,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
around the
but
world
they
like
would
that?
do it, but they would think it was flat because it seemed flat.
Here's a fun fact
That-
about
that
that.
way that.
You can only circumnavigate east to west or west to east. Nobody has ever done it north to south. I wonder why.
I don't know, dude. I mean,
Well, because the thing is like, okay,
I'm very open-minded.
Check this out.
I'm very open-minded. but
Let me ask you
I'll
a
tell
question.
100% the Earth is not flat.
let me ask you a question. Is a dinner plate plate round?
Well, it is.
Is it a ball though?
No, it's not a sphere.
Okay.
That's the difference.
It's round.
It's
So
round,
you
but it's
see-
not a sphere.
Okay. And if you put your finger on one spot of the dinner plate on the edge, right? And you go all the way to the right, you went around it to the east. And if you go all the way to the left, you went around it to the west. And you can start in one spot, go all the way around,
But
and
planets
come
are-
back to exactly
but
where
there's
you are.
not one planet.
So what direction would I be travelling if I went from England to Scotland? Bearing in mind, Scotland,
but if
Scotland
if
is
they-
north,
if they-
but, like, I can't
if they
say
are
it's
flat-
north,
Then-
the
then you
guys
would
there,
be-
I wouldn't
you'd be
able to
traveling-
north, right?
If Scotland's below England, then you'd be
Scotland
traveling
is above
south.
England, so I'd be
Yeah.
travelling
Or if Scotland's
north.
above, then you'd be traveling north. Because
Right.
your compass actually only points one direction. You know that?
Yeah.
Your compass
I
only
think that's
points
the right
north.
place, but not
Yeah, no,
really.
yeah.
This is where Danielle lives, you twat. Sure.
But I know what you're saying, man. Is it?
No, I'm
No,
tripping you out. You're tripping me out.
No, trust me. Yeah, it's not fun.
Well-
just because it's like when you look at other planets and other stars and anything else.
Well, it's kind of funny you say that because NASA shows us the images of the other planets and they're perfectly round, right?
Well, they look
Yet
perfect
Neil
round.
deGrasse Tyson and all these other guys are telling us that we live on a pear.
Well, we live on like it's an oval.
So
Like,
now,
it's
check
got
this out.
bottom, like-
You're trying to give the argument that all the other ones are round. Why are we flat? Yet if you look at how Earth, we're told, looks, and how the other planets look, Earth looks like a misshapen glob.
Yeah.
When they say that if you take the water off of it, but yet all the other planets are perfect circular objects.
I just don't know why they would try to hide it. You know what I mean? Like it's not a big deal. Even if it was flat, it's not like, oh yeah, the Earth's flat.
Well, I mean,
If anyone's gonna find out, it's gonna be Donald Trump, right? Because
$20 billion.
right?
What?
$20 billion a year is a pretty good reason.
Yeah.
That's $56 million a day, bro.
Well, man, fuck you know.
Right.
Right, cheers, bro.